coming up.
I'll be the first one to say I'm not a world-class boxer. I haven't won a championship in boxing, but this isn't boxing. There's a whole lot of other things that go on inside this cage.
You ready to want it? He got it. And come August 20th, I'm gonna kick his ass. Period. I'm gonna knock his head off his shoulders.
James Toney's boxing credentials are unparalleled.
Ain't nobody that bad like me, boy. I told you.
Just ask him.
Former IBF middleweight champion, W cruiserweight champion, former IBO super middleweight champion, IBF super middleweight champion, two-time IBF heavyweight champion, and current IBF heavyweight world champion, WBU light heavyweight champion, IBF cruiserweight champion, IBA super cruiserweight championship, former WBA heavyweight champion world. Ain't never seen nobody like me, the best. Everybody know James Toney don't play. I've been the most feared man in boxing for the last 10 years. You know that. I'm the best, period.
But even after 85 professional fights, the man known as Lights Out isn't ready to turn in. He has his eye on a new target, MMA.
Mr. Lights Out himself. Oh, yeah. That's me, baby.
James Toney picked a fight.
Yeah, Dana, you know something.
James Toney chased me around the country, calling me names, calling me a sissy and a pussy and all this other stuff. He chased me down in Memphis. Now he's here in Vegas, so, you know.
I'm gonna be at his house next.
So I'm gonna talk to him tonight.
I'm going to his house next. I know where Dana White lives, too.
And that we're afraid of boxing, and he knows that I'll knock out any of the guys in the UFC.
I want to put his money where his mouth is. Who's better, MMA or boxing?
You want to come over here and fight MMA? Let's fight MMA. You know, he did a great job of selling this fight and got me to do it.
If it don't happen, you know Dana White flanked out.
James is a great talker. Somehow he talked Dana into it, but Dana said, okay, I got a surprise for you. You get Randy Couture first fight up. The end.
As long as I've been involved in this sport for the last 13 years, we've been compared to boxing, and I've heard plenty of boxers run their heads about how terrible we are at striking and how they knock us all out. And James is the first one to step up and sign on the dotted line, and I'm like, I'm in. I'll sign up for that. Let's go.
You ready to want it? He got it. And come August 20th, I'm gonna kick his ass. Period. I'm gonna knock his head off his shoulders.
If it was the worst possible matchup for James Toney coming into his MMA debut, it's Randy Couture. That's the guy you don't want to fight.
James is a vicious person. And I don't think Randy has ever been in a ring with anybody as vicious as James.
I believe that deep down in our cortex, we all have that vicious animal that we've evolved away from. I don't think James has evolved that much. We're not putting a man against Randy Couture. We're putting James Toney in with Randy Couture. No one has ever struck Randy the way James will.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Randy Couture think he the best? God bless him. Come on, come get the ass whooping. Randy, your nightmare is here. I ain't going nowhere.
I'll be the first one to say I'm not a world-class boxer. I haven't won a championship in boxing, but this isn't boxing. There's a whole lot of other things that go on inside this cage.
This is Randy's type of fight. Close the distance. Dirty boxing. And takedown by Couture.
In order to prepare for his MMA debut, James Toney brought in Trevor Sherman, a defensive tactics instructor for the U.S. government and the FBI.
No, you're good, you're good. No sorries, no sorry. I'm not bleeding, yeah.
Trevor been like the greatest thing coming into my career.
This is a well-oiled machine. He's got an incredible skill set, which is legendary.
On that body shot. Nice shot.
You don't strip away what they've got and try to rebuild a machine. What you look at a fighter like James Toney is, what can we add to that tool belt to make you successful in this arena?
We're not changing to become a mixed martial artist. I'm still a boxer, but we're just adding some moves into it. To make it even better.
He's like a sponge. He soaks up everything that you give him, and he applies it.
Turn, there. There, good. Put your left arm underneath his right arm. If he grabs that leg, sprawl, put your all weight on. Pancake now. Wait on him, kick back.
When it comes to fighting and technique, he's almost a savant. We'll discuss things. I swear he's not even listening to me. A day later in the cage, he's doing exactly what I told him, so much so that I'm screaming like a 10-year-old going, God, you listened, you did it.
Push. Wait on him, there. Good, back up. Now.
He's getting so comfortable in that cage, it's unbelievable.
I've never seen anyone improve like this.
But with only 4 months to prepare for an opponent with 14 years experience, James is relegated to focusing on the basics.
There, turn him now. Stomp on the floor and turn him. There you go. Good. Underhook that arm, champ.
Does James know all the nomenclature of all the Brazilian locks and moves and the Granby roll and the sit-through? I wouldn't give him a written quiz, but put that stuff on him. Try to slap a Kimura on him. Try to get his back for a rear naked choke. He knows how to escape that.
Now, stand up. Time. That was it, right there. Beautiful.
This is something new. This is something James wants. James is hungry.
Good. Sit out.
He's out to prove to the world who he is and where he's going.
Training from his martial art, I love it. It's incredible. The conditioning is great. If I had this 10 years ago, I'd still be undefeated. I'll be 85-0 now. 85 knockouts. Everybody want to see who's really the best, MMA or boxing. You got the legend of MMA.
That's the baddest dude on the planet.
Rich the boxing legend, James Lights Out Toney. The Doc Emperor is here. We ain't going nowhere. Boxing still number one.
Coming up.
If anybody came off the streets with 6 months experience in this gym looking for a fight, we call that being green lighted. That means everybody gets to take their turn beating him up.
There's nothing he can do that can stop me from kicking his ass. I promise you.
Now we finally get to see two top-flight guys from the two different sports meet. And that answers some questions for a lot of people. The hardcore fans, the boxing fans, they're all going to come together to watch this fight.
It's the crossroad. It's like, who's going to be the best? Who's going to be there?
James Toney has already won the war of words.
Ain't nothing stopping me. Can't nobody in MMA or UFC or anybody else can beat me. You know that. We don't do this. That's for girls. UFC, MMA style. I'm coming to knock every single one of y'all block off their shoulders. I feel fighting a 47-year-old man. All we get SSI. It's time for the collective.
I've heard a lot of the comments James made. I think it's good comedy. It's certainly creating an interest in the fight, but it doesn't have anything to do with the night. On the day, walking out there, stepping in that cage and making things happen.
That guy is my hero.
He can say whatever he want to say. It's not going to bother Randy Couture. He'll settle it once they get into that octagon and they lock that cage door.
James or any other boxers that think they're just going to walk in there with just their boxing tools and be terribly effective are sorely mistaken.
It's tough when you go to a construction site with one tool. I mean, when you have a screwdriver and it calls for a hammer, you got problems.
Randy Couture is an animal.
We have a plan for Randy, and that plan is to unleash James. And that's it. We're just going to put some skills in his tool belt that he can use and make him a little more effective. But make no mistake, that'll be James Toney that fights Randy, not some concoction that we've put together in the gym.
Y'all get on the ground, get scared, hold on, and start kicking, scratching.